Here we are on the precipice of an opening season for Iron Menace, the first dive machine to open near the East Coast, and Dorney Park's first coaster in several years, over a decade. We're here to look at the new exclusive peak merch for Iron Menace, check out some of the theming in Steelworks, Steel Town. This whole area themed to the history of Allentown, Pennsylvania, where Dorney Park is located, immortalized forever in the Billy Joel hit song, Allentown, where he sings, and we're living here in Allentown. And they're closing all the factories down. Iron and coke, chromium steel. Let's see what we can find and take a look. Thanks for coming with us. You're watching Peak Merch. And of course, after your ride on Iron Menace, you gotta go to the Steelyard Gifts. Far be it from me to decry a themed gift shop or even the kiosk outside the themed gift shop selling many of the same themed gifts. Let's go inside. And of course, new for 2024 is B&M's newest dive machine and Dorney Park's first new coaster in several years, over a decade at least. Iron Menace. This is themed to Allentown's history and relationship with the steel industry, and a steel magnate named McTavish, who is buried at Knott's Berry Farm, another Cedar Fair park. So this is definitely the chain starting to build out its own mythology and really look at its merch from an Easter egg lens, which we're all about. Here are your water bottles. Here are their versions of the Stanleys. We've got some pins and some magnets here with the logo on it. And you know, Dorney really came back with some heavy theming this year, which is something they've never really done in my history of going to the park, in my relationship with going to the park. So it's a pretty good thing. Let's take a look and see what else we can find. And we noted in the Magic Mountain vlog that Made to Thrill has really expanded its portfolio of parks and coasters it's covering. Look at this, opening season for Iron Menace. They're ready to go with the Iron Menace graphic. You've got this gorgeous poster from them, steel theming, heavy, same design as a magnet. You've also got the Iron Menace Nano coasters, the Coaster Dynamics Nano coasters, and some pennants. Those are kind of cool, classic look. Those are $24.99. I call out the prices when I see them here. I do like a lot of the t-shirts here as well. Dorney Park. This one just says men. Oh, iron is written in the coaster track and in steel itself. Look at that. Themed merch. Themed merch. Let's see what else we can find. So this is kind of an in-universe joke, but McTavish Steel. Again, McTavish being the steel magnate whose haunted mill is the theme for Iron Menace. And they've got that logo on a t-shirt. They've got that logo on a sweatshirt. They've got that logo on a low-cut ladies tee. Good stuff all around. Very happy that Dorney not only invested in this coaster, but invested in this merch. And of course, if you've been to other Cedar Fair parks, you wouldn't be surprised by how much attention they're putting in this. I really like that trucker hat. We'll see, the ride's down for maintenance at opening, but if I get on this later, that trucker hat might be a good option. They've also got these full bleed graphic tees, similar to how Cedars started doing them for rides like Raptor, and they've got those for other coasters around the park too, but that's a nice option. Why is it moving? Because the fan is on in here, because it is very hot outside. If you want to remember your hot summer of coasters, when it's cold, they've got a cozy throw just for you, and I see the price on there is $39.99. Here's a look at the entire graphic as well, so that's what you're getting when you open that thing up. And they've also got sweatpants. Sweatpants and shorts, fairly new trend in park merch, but hey, I'm not mad about it. Dorney's keeping the Squishmallow trend strong too, with small Squishmallows for some of its most popular and iconic coasters. That's Steel Force, the Hyper Clone by Morgan, sort of a version of Magnum. Not the exact same layout, of course, but similar vibe, great airtime. That's B&M's Talon, the Fear coaster, is that what it's called? Or Grip of Fear, at the front of the park in the middle. Great B&M invert, very underrated. Nice low to the ground section at the end. And then that's Hydra, which has a JoJo roll out of the station on the far right. So those are 20 bucks each, and if you collect Squishmallows and you like coasters, I've got just the merch for you. Peak merch to someone for sure. Look at these magnets. We've got the coaster stats on here. Forge your own fate. Nice steel mill pun there as well. If we go over here, we've got, oh god, sun's glare. Yeah, if we go over here, we've got more of a logo just with the bendy tracky stuff, but that's sure nice. Got some other magnets over here with the McTavish Steel Co. branding, obviously fake. Hard showing up with the sun's glare, but there's another classic Iron Menace logo. Magnets in that respect. More McTavish Steel. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it on the magnet front. And you know what? I really do wish that Made to Thrill made their logo into a pin, because they've done it at some of the other parks. Maybe they're waiting to see. Seldom do it for opening year coasters. Even the RMC at Hershey's, Wildcats Revenge, does not have a nice enamel pin. But yeah, this one's in the red tier. That means it's $8.99. Still a good option for pin collectors, for sure, even if it's not exactly what you want. These Christmas ornaments are pretty cool. We've got Steel Force on the left, Iron Menace in the middle, and Hydra the Revenge on the right. Simple, minimal, leaning on the quality of the logo. I'm not mad about it. This is good stuff. I wouldn't call it peak merch, but hey, we don't hand that accolade out, right? Just above these as well, you've got your Iron Menace photo frames with the Forge Your Own Fate slogan as well. Good place for your ride photos. I really think they did a good job with the design of most of the Iron Menace stuff. I say most because I'm going to show you a few more things. And this is why I say most. I'm pretty sure these worldwide shirts are SPF proof. They look like it. But I mean, if I'm not some edgy teen, some edgelord teen, I ain't wearing this thing anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Nor am I loudly commanding people to forge their own fate. But again, as we say so often on this channel, that it's becoming a cliche, all merch is peak merch to someone. And for my vertigo inclined folks, I bet you're really loving this wide angle lens, huh? You can see everything clearly. In full widescreen aspect ratio. There's the Made to Thrill logo on a t-shirt. It looks pretty good. We're gonna ride this thing first before buying anything, but we're still documenting nonetheless. So a couple of other Iron Menace shirts I do like. This long sleeve guy down here kind of has like a concert poster energy. You've got the McTavish Steel front entrance gate. That's actually the entrance to the ride. So they did a good job with this. Now, that being said, I'm not sure if 100% menacing is a scientific measure or just marketing. We'll have to wait and see. And these kind of super loud American stat t-shirts are iconic, are not for me, but do exist here for every single coaster. There's Hydra, there's Steel Force. We look over there, there's Talon, there's Thunderhawk. People love it, you know? Don't knock it, people love it, so. And these collector coins are more common at the Six Flags park, but I guess this is a post-acquisition merch merger, as we're starting to see. Thunderhawk is not a super good or fun ride, but it is 100 years old this year, so it's cool that Dorney is honoring the anniversary with a limited collector's coin and a limited ornament as well. Love dated merch. You know I love it. You know I do. And look here. More Thunderhawk 100th anniversary stuff. There's a Thunderhawk 100th anniversary tee, a few of them actually. Boom. And boom. Oh, Made to Thrill. That doesn't have the 100 years on it, but that's a pretty handsome print. We're gonna ride it again because it's been a few years. I want to get a back row ride with Hannah and see what she says, but yeah, I like the pennant a lot too. And yes, there are nano coasters for Steel Force, along with Possess, the Intimate Impulse, along with the B&M Invert Talon and Hydra, and Parkscapes as well. So here's what some of those look like if you're not a coaster nerd and you're not familiar. Fairly easy to build, at least compared to the coaster cutouts, but not always super representative of the ride layout. The Iron Menace one actually looks pretty good. They got that inverse incline element right there. Let's see. Can zoom in. Yeah, so they did a pretty good job. But those are the Coaster Dynamics Nano coasters that we see in the gift shop. And the McTavish Steel theme actually continues next to the ride for what looks like a scare attraction, maybe a haunted house called Ghost in the Machine that'll be here for Dorney Park's haunt season. We are new pass holders, so we will be back. But you know, you really got to appreciate it. You really got to appreciate how detailed they went with this whole steel mill area. These kids want to be on the vlog, so here we are. And even so detailed is this section that, look at that, the restrooms are themed. Pretty good, pretty good. That's Iron Menace for you, opening season. And while we're talking about light theming, who doesn't love a good industrial pun? You know I do. Here at the Sipping Container, such frivolity is celebrated. What wonders await us at the edge, apparel and gifts? And most importantly, what the heck is that? This Kraft macaroni and cheese dinner themed E-Claw machine may be the only place, certainly the only place in Allentown, Pennsylvania where you can actually win a Kraft mac and cheese plush. It's even got a little smiley face on it. I ain't mad about it. I ain't mad about it at all. Really nice collection of coaster merch here in the edge, including these backpacks for all the coasters. Even Hercules, which is a long extinct ride here, is represented. But I'm a big fan of these themed tie-dyed shirts. Look at that. There's Steel Force, there's Talon. This is a very American tradition. There's Possessed, and there's Hydra. Of course, the Six Flags Park have this style of design too. Not as special, but I'm loving these tie-dyes. Gosh, I'm gonna talk to a Peak Merch travel companion and see if she thinks these are worth getting. I'm gonna imagine no, but hey, worth a shot, right? And we saw the Thunderhawk pennant earlier along with the Iron Menace pennant, but there's a whole collection of pennants here at Dorney. They've really stepped up their merch game since I've been here a few years ago. Really impressive. I think the Possessed one might be the most metal, but they're all pretty nice. Sometimes Peak Merch finds you when you're not expecting it. Sometimes it's rare and exclusive, and sometimes it's a giant Steel Force stress ball themed to the creepy demon guy. That is squishy, that is awesome, and depending on the price, that may come home with me. A lot more Coaster Dynamics Nano coasters too in this Edge gift shop, including the 100th year of Thunderbird, Flying Dutchman, Hercules. A lot to love here. So this is beyond the newer rides. They're really taking care of everything. Dorney Park, upping its merch game. Here we are. And what would a trip to Dorney be without a look in its flagship gift store? The big one, the main one. Also, just a note on that, Good Time Gifts, check this out. Dorney Park history. Come inside to get images and mementos of Dorney Park's past. Love it. Let's take a look. And of course, this being a Cedar Fair park, we're hit immediately with the Peanuts, Charlie Brown, and Snoopy merch upon entering. This is great because you've got Dorney on it. It looks like you've got Iron Menace there in the background, that invert loop, but it could also just be a generic silhouette. In any case, you know, I will say coasting through life is one way to do it, and yeah, not mad about it. The Cedar Fair chain has always had a good relationship with Squishmallows. We showed you the ride Squishmallows earlier. These Peanut Squishmallows are no exception, and they're really cute. They remind me of, like, I guess it's the Brio people, those little toy blocks I played with as a kid. There's Snoopy, Camp Snoopy, Camp Snoopy Woodstock. So much Peanut stuff to love here. You could really live out your own Charlie Brown cosplay scenario as well, were you so inclined. And it's just really charming. When I'm at Cedar Point later this summer, I'll take you in the dedicated Peanuts store. But, you know, it's a lot of the same stuff, but it's still special. And I think Peanuts is just such a good franchise for the kids areas because it's timeless and adults and kids love it. The question is, now that Cedar Fair and Six Flags are merging, are they gonna have Peanuts and Warner Brothers represented in the kids areas? Time will tell. But for now, we're grateful for the merch. Let me ask you this, is Not All Classrooms Have Walls the modern version of Not All Who Wander Are Lost? I guess I will have to ask Snoopy himself. This whole Camp Snoopy Peanuts line is super cute, and I love these enamel pins as well. They don't appear to be park exclusive, but they are pretty neat, and there's a bunch of them. So yeah, for the bird-watching peanut fan who has almost everything, this is what you need to complete yourself. I'm also quite taken with these Peanuts coin purses among the other bags, which include Peanuts Igloo. The Peanuts coin purse is a favorite. But let me ask you this, what do you think Joe Cool is putting in that coin purse? Do you think it's coins or something else? Leave a comment down below. And as far as the customized Peanuts mugs go, they've got Brian, you know, they've got Ben up here. You know who's missing? Billy. No Billy. Is Allentown still mad about Allentown the song? I'm not sure, but I feel like if Billy Joel came to this park and really wanted a Peanuts customized mug and couldn't get one, he would take it personally. So, sorry Billy, no mug for you. And for the boy who has everything, elephant bubble wand. I don't know if it lights up, but it's definitely an elephant that spews bubbles. There you go. And oh my god, we found it, the honey pot, the peak merch among merch at Dorney Park, the enamel pin collection of historic amusement, signage, and ephemera. And that includes, come to Dorney Park, that includes the old Allentown, PA advertisements, a roller rink. Yes, who doesn't love a roller rink? What does this say? Oh yeah. This is really what the kids need. Educational merch. It is a thing. Old signage. Look at that, Castle Rock, Dorney Park, a record hop. Oh my god. Safety club. Woo, yes. Are you part of the Dorney Park Safety Club? You know I am. Bring your whole family. Oh god, yes, love to see it. And you can tell they love their history because they have this vintage advert ornament as well, this vintage parkscape. Although Iron Menace is there at the bottom, so maybe it's not vintage after all. Don't listen to me. I'm a fan first, and sometimes that means I don't know what I'm talking about. I do know that this pin collection of all the coasters here is pretty neat. And they've got an Iron Menace one in the middle that's different from the other Iron Menace pin that they sell separately. 6 top rides, collectible pin set. Oh, that's how they get you. Gosh darn it. Here we go again. And look, we didn't get to meet Alfundo, the mythic clown of the 60s to 90s Dorney Park entranceway today in person. He did not show up at his home. It might just be too hot, but he does adorn the merch here, including this really cute Christmas ornament. And some old vintage rides here make up the ornaments as well. At some point, apparently, Dorney Park had a showboat. I'd love to be educated more about this if any Dorney Park fans and historians are watching the channel. And it's a lame ride, but it's also historic. The Zephyr train has its own ornament as well. So really, really great job, Dorney Park. Your merch game is on point. I imagine the youth do not say on fleek anymore, but here we are. Amazing. The drinkware game is no joke here in the main gift shop. But among all the drinkware, some drinkware reigns supreme. Specifically, and please, Fiona Apple, do not Digital Millennium Copyright Act me, but specifically, I'm here for Alfundo Clown Hunt 2024 and this Dorney Park water bottle. I love it. Alfundo, you truly know how to live. This line of kind of all over the place travel postcard style Dorney Park ride merch is really cool. They've got it on a tumbler. They've got it on some playing cards, they've got it on shot glasses, they've got it on notebooks. If you love Dorney Park, let people behind you in traffic know. If you love all the Dorney Park rides, snuggle up with them in the winter. This is a cool line for the maximalist ride fan. You've got one in your family. You might not even know it, but they're there, and they like merch. My friends, I have found it, the Alfundo Honey Pot, including but not limited to this gorgeous Alfundo t-shirt, this creepy but lovable Alfundo plush. Look at that. Look at that creepy but lovable plush. Oh my god. And it's not a Squishmallow either, but that means it's only $16.99. So hey, there's a trade-off, right? These driver's license coaster magnets are pretty cute, and they kind of make sense, but you know what doesn't make sense? This Talon motor oil themed magnet. I say that because this spirit of theming things to racing has been happening a lot more. Top Thrill 2, even though it's not operating, makes sense to theme all the rides in Cedar Point as like racing ephemera. West Coast Racers at Six Flags Magic Mountain also makes sense. Talon is about a bird. Why is it motor oil themed? This is an example of merchandising that does not work. Hence, it is not peak merch. But hey, if you love the ride and you love racing, why not? Live a little. And it looks like I've gotten the last Alfundo pin. At least the last pin that's out for purchasing. People love them. What can you say? Alfundo is truly an icon. So, here we are. Alfundo, you're coming home with me. Indeed, we did see and conquer Dorney Park, available at the latitude lines and longitude lines there. We did not adult today. We do believe life is a beautiful adventure. I think you're awesome. I don't know if I'll be in the water all summer long. I'd like to, but I have a job and responsibilities. I can be held responsible. I'm a grown adult. Dorney Park is among my happy places. I'm going to get back to adulting because we're wrapping up the vlog. I do hate being late, but hopefully you're not late for having watched this video. Life is a beautiful adventure, but so is watching Peak Merch. This has been Peak Merch at Dorney Park. Thanks for being there with us today, and we'll see you real soon.